Hello, this is Tamisha with Educational Tutoring Centers. I have a problem for you for a math review problem for the Pharmacy Tech program. This has come from the Complete Math Review for the Pharmacy Technician 3rd edition workbook by William A Hopkins. And this problem in the book has a series of 3 parts, A, B, and C. I may have room to get just part A in, but once you know how to do part A, you should be okay with completing the remainder of the problems. This one says a pharmacy dispensed 4 prescriptions for a narcotic in the quantities of 18 grains, 2,600 milligrams, 1.3 grams, and 1/4 or 1/4 avoirdupois du bois ounces. And the first part says how many grains of narcotics were dispensed in all 4 prescriptions. So I've already underlined the key things here. This one is already in grains, so we don't need to do a conversion there. But for the remainders, this milligrams, the grams, and the avoirdupois ounces, which you could just abbreviate as ounces, we need conversions for. So I wrote the conversion factors here. You should be able to find those conversion factors on a conversion sheet that your teacher may have given you or in your workbook. Okay, so the question asks for part A, how many grains of narcotics were dispensed in all 4 prescriptions? So we'll need to make a conversion and then add them all together to see how many grains were dispensed in all 4 together. So the first one we already have here is 18 grains. So then we'll be adding a series of 1, 2, 3 other ones. So we'll first do the 2,600 milligrams, and we want to convert that over to grains. So here you see we have 1 grain is equivalent to 65 milligrams. Okay, so when we do our conversion, we set up the unit that we're solving for in the numerator, and the unit that we're given, we set up in the denominator. And the reason why we do this is because we can cancel units. Because just like 5 divided by 5 is 1, x divided by x is 1, anything divided by itself is always 1. So these units, you can say they cancel each other out, but that's the reason why they cancel each other out. So then we have a whole number, 2,600 times this 1 grain. So that makes 2,600 grains here in the numerator, and it's divided by what's here in the denominator, which is 65. The unit is gone. So then you just get your calculator out and you do some calculating to get your numbers. So I put in 2,600 and I'm going to divide that by 65 and I get 40. So 2,600 milligrams is equivalent to 40 grains. So I'll make this conversion here. And the next thing I want to convert, I've done this one, is 1.3 grams. And I want to convert that over to grains. So I want to come over here and look at my conversions for this, and it will be this one here because it has the unit we're wanting to go to and the units that we're already given. And just so you know, you're not always going to have a perfect conversion factor. You may need to do a couple or more conversions to get to where you're trying to go. And I don't have an example of that for you in this group. Okay, so here, so grains cancels with grains. And then that leaves 1.3 times this 1 grain. That's 1.3 grains in the numerator. And for the denominator, I have 0.065. The unit is gone from the denominator, and that's what we want. Let me get my calculator. Okay. So this is 1.3 divided by 0. I talk too much, my voice is going. Is equal to 20. Okay. So here that'll be adding 20 grains. And so that one's taken care of. Now let's do this 1/4 avoirdupois ounces. And here, where's our ounces? Here, this one. So we have 437.5 grains over 1 ounce. Now, if you notice here on the other ones, we had the unit of 1 in the numerator, 1 in the numerator, but here we have the larger unit. It doesn't matter. You're not to look for the 1 to always be in the numerator. You take the conversion, or it's inverse, so that you can cancel your units from numerator to denominator. Because otherwise, if the ounces on this particular problem was in the numerator, I would end up with ounces times ounces, which is ounces squared, and then I would have grams in the denominator, and we wouldn't have solved for grains, is what we need to be solving for. So on this particular one, we have 1/4 times this 437.5. So in the numerator is a 1, in the numerator is this. So it's 437.5 grains, and that's divided by this 4. This times 1 that's in the denominator, so it's by 4. So let me grab this calculator here. And 437.5 at 437.5, and I'm going to divide that by 4, and I get approximately, what was that, 109, as rounding to 0.4, and that's grains. Okay, so here I had 1, 2, 3, and then this fourth one is 109.4 grains. And then you would just take your calculator and add all 4 of those up, and that will be your answer. So it's 40 and 20 is 60, 78. So 109.4 and 78, 4, 7, 8, and 1. So that will be the answer for that problem. Okay. That's it. Thank you for watching this particular problem. If you're interested in interactive whiteboard tutoring, which is done online, or face-to-face tutoring, you can contact our telephone number that's listed above. And please be sure to like or subscribe, or both. Thank you for watching.